Okay, so I ended up taking another L today, and I, you know, I can't be mad at it because to me this was a really nice setup at the time. Followed my rules again, but yeah, that's three L's in a row now, so it's kind of just eating away at me a little bit, just because I I'm not used to taking that many L's in a row. I think honestly, probably my most amount of losses in a row is probably three, maybe four. Um, but just the way I trade and how conservative I am with my entries and how quickly I break even a lot of the times, it's very tough for me to lose three trades in a row. And so with that having happened now, it's just again eating away at me a little bit. Um, but today, I just can't be mad at this setup not playing out. Like it looked perfect. I'm gonna enter on it. The question I asked myself is I was back testing a lot yesterday, and the question I asked myself a lot is would I enter this trade back testing? Um, because when I backtest, I really want to make sure that I'm only entering the trades that look like my model's formed, right? Because I'm trying to get the best data I possibly can. So if I'm just entering on anything when I'm backtesting, then I'm not getting the data that I need. So that's the question I ask myself: would I enter this trade backtesting when I'm playing the candles and fast forwarding? Would I see this and say, "Yep, I'm gonna pull the trigger on this one"? And the answer to that question was yes. So um, anyway, this trade, I think it's important to just do top down. So you can see the weekly right now. We really were respecting this bullish weekly fair value gap with like at the start of the week. Now we're kind of we'll see how this week closes, but yeah, we were respecting a bullish fair value gap on the weekly. The daily same goes. We entered into this bullish fair value gap here today, and I was looking for a reaction from here at first for longs. Um, Let me just quickly do that. All right. But then I noticed that we displaced pretty heavily towards the downside, and I saw the new week opening gap here, and I said, you know what? For us to have wicked right before tapping the new week opening gap and creating some sort of resistance there, or I'm sorry, support there, um, to me, that became a level of interest where I wanted to see us draw to. Initially, I was looking for longs again, like I said, because we were in this 4 hour fair value gap. We were in a daily fair value gap that both were bullish, right? This is bullish, obviously. If we had tapped here and at least like we didn't even have to fill it. If we had tapped it, I would have definitely started looking more for longs because then at that point we would have had to inverse this entire 4 hour to then for me to want to be short. But because we wicked this and didn't tap the new week opening gap, that was my next area of interest I wanted to see us go towards, especially because of how quickly we displaced here. Now, if you go to the 1 hour, you'll see not really much here that I was really looking at, to be honest with you. So the 1 hour doesn't really give us too much. You can see the new week opening gap a little bit clearer. Now, here's the deal. I want to just pay attention to the 15-minute here. So I noticed this after I entered the trade. It wouldn't have stopped me from entering the trade, but it's not the best thing you want to see after you're in. But again, this would not have stopped me from taking it. So I noticed that my stop loss was at an unfilled 15-minute fair value gap, right? So to me, it's like, shit, if we're going to be bearish, we could leave that. We could not tap it. We very well could not tap it and just continue to my level here. But if we're going to be bearish, we definitely could still wick me out, tap the 15-minute, and then go lower. So my thought process was, okay, immediately after I entered this trade, it started going against me. If you go to the 5-minute, right, immediately after. So, that's honestly, I'm happy about that because I don't like to sit in trades. If it's going to be a loss, take me out. If it's going to be a win, hit my TP. You know what I mean? Don't dick around. So I'm happy with how quickly I got stopped out. But when I was looking at this, I was thinking, okay, we're going up to the 15-minute. Let me try to find a sell from the 15-minute. Well, what do you know? We end up inversing this 15-minute. And then now we're just dumping lower. So really, I mean, at that point, I said that's why I'm making this video now at 10:30. There's still technically an hour left in the session for me that I could trade in, an hour and 15. I'm done. I'm not trading the rest of this day. It doesn't make sense to me. We're inversing candles and then just saying fuck it, we're gonna go the opposite direction of the inverse, and it's just like it's hard for me to read. You know, like realistically, if we really made the if we really pumped to inverse this 15-minute just to go lower, it just doesn't feel right to me. And to leave this hourly fair value gap unfilled after we inverse the 15-minute is insane to me. You know, it's one thing if we're going to go lower after we inverse the 15-minute, if we tap into this 1 hour, but we left it unfilled. So I don't even know what we're reacting bearish off of right now. So I'm just done trading for today. I'll be back at the charts tomorrow. But again, this was my entry. So 5-minute reaction off the 5-minute for continuation. We got a 5-minute inversion, entered off the 5-minute with a limit, stop above the high. And another thing I really liked about this is I took a break from the Discord today. I'm going to continue to do so for the time being. We'll see when I decide to come back in. And you know, I do enjoy being active in it, but I need to separate myself from it a little bit after yesterday, not trusting my gut and going with what I saw being typed in chat. I just need to trust my gut instinct a bit more. I'm happy though, because I did check the Discord after my trading session was over, so a couple minutes ago before I started this video. I'm very happy to see, obviously I don't want to see people losing money in the Discord, but I'm very happy to see that they all took the same trade as me. I mean, I saw my mentor say that it was an A+ setup and that if it failed, he would retire. So that's kind of just the what's the word? I guess the irony of the situation right now is I just can't catch a win right now, and you know I can't get down about it because I'm taking A+ setups that my mentor, who is posting screenshots of him making money in the chat, not in this trade but another trade, right, clearly profitable, is telling me that this is an A+ setup and if it doesn't play out he would retire. And I'm taking that same setup without being in the Discord. I knew it was a good setup, right? I trusted my gut. I entered. And it doesn't play out. You know, I just simply cannot be mad at that. You know, it is what it is. Price action has been tough the past 2 months. I hate to use that as an excuse. I really do, because I just think it's a lame excuse. Like if I'm day trading, I'm not saying every month's gonna be profitable, right? Obviously over a larger time frame, over a year, hopefully you're profitable. Otherwise, you're not profitable. But every month might not be profitable. But at the end of the day, I just hate using that excuse, because especially when in times like this, when it's like, I don't know when price action will get better. So what does that mean? Should I just not trade at all until like Trump's out of office in 3 years? Because so I just don't like using that excuse. But last month was really bad. And you know what though? I went back and I back tested I'm halfway through backtesting October so far, and I'm profitable, and I found some decent setups that I wasn't finding in real time. So that's on me then, right? It wasn't really the month being bad. It was maybe just me. So that's why I don't like using an excuse. I you know, at least until after I backtest the month and see, okay, maybe this month really was bad. But that the whole month of October, I was feeling like the price action was really bad. So far, we're about halfway through. I'm profitable for the month. I won the past 3 trades in backtesting in October. So it's like, I don't want to use that excuse, but enough with the rant. That was the trade I took today. I'm off the charts now. Hopefully tomorrow brings us something that we can take. You know, my goal is to just take setups that make sense. This was a setup that made sense for the model. I'm happy to see other people thought it made sense after when I checked. That was good to see, right? But yeah, fuck. I mean, you know, it's tough out here right now. It is very tough, but we'll persevere. It is what it is.